ASTRA is finally descending out of the cosmos and into our Valorant ranked games. Brand new agents are always a welcome sight to see, but this one in particular could change the way the game is played forever. What's up, ProGuides family? It's your host Sergeant Frost, and today we have the new Agent 15 ASTRA with all of her abilities revealed and explained for you guys. Make sure to connect with me on my social media for even more in-depth help and gameplay on the new Agent ASTRA. Before we hop in, I want to let you guys know that we have a new Valorant course on our website written by the pro player Psalm on Team Dignitas. Psalm is known for having one of the greatest strategic and analytical minds in all of esports. In his new course, he covers Valorant fundamentals ranging from aim and movement to defaulting and round development. You will finish this course with sharpened game knowledge, secrets from the pro player, and you'll have the right mindset to improve. Make sure when you purchase anything on our website to use the promo code FPS25 for a discount on anything you buy. Now, let's hop right into these abilities and info on the new Agent ASTRA. For a little information on the backstory behind ASTRA, ASTRA is an agent that hails from the West African country Ghana, and when she arrives, she will be the newest addition to the controller class within Valorant. We expect ASTRA to be available and ship out as soon as Act 2 starts in a few days. Now let's dive into her abilities, because these things will need some thorough explanation in order to understand fully. First up, we have to start off with ASTRA's passive, which is called Astral Form. When you want to go into her passive, you press your ultimate keybind on your keyboard. There is no cooldown for how many times you can go in and out of this form, so do it as many times as you please. But beware, just like when Omen is in his map view when he goes to throw his smokes, you will be completely vulnerable and standing still in one location when in Astral Form. If an enemy catches you in this form, they can kill you to bring you out of it. When you activate this ability by pressing your ultimate keybind, you enter the Astral Form where you can place your stars with primary fire. Stars are deployables that you can reactivate later, and when you reactivate them, they can be transformed into a Noble Pulse, Nebula, or Gravity Well. When you are in this form, you have no info on what's going on around you. You will not be able to see your teammates, your enemies, and your audio will get heavily muffled. So be careful when you enter this form because you will really be in the dark. The main thing you need to understand about Astral Form is that you can place your utility anywhere on the map when you are inside of this form. This passive is essential to ASTRA's gameplay style, and it's the main way of deploying your entire kit as ASTRA. Now let's get into her actual abilities. First, let's quickly debunk the rumor that her abilities don't cost anything. ASTRA's abilities do not cost traditional credits. You will have them at the start of every round, and they have their own specific cooldowns. Her abilities are purchased using an ASTRA exclusive currency called stars. At the start of every round, you will get 2 stars for free, and her stars cost 200 credits each. You will need to buy them in the menu at the start of every round if you want to use them. You can hold a total of 5 stars at any given time, and if you want to buy all of your stars at one time, that will cost about 1,000 credits. Also, all of her abilities have their own specific cooldowns. So, for example, you can use all of your stars as 5 smokes, but after you use the first 2, you must wait for a short cooldown to expire before you can use more of your stars as smokes again. Basically, you can use one set of your abilities over and over again, but you must wait for their specific cooldown to expire. Let's start off the main abilities with ASTRA's signature ability, which has 2 parts, Nebula and Dissipate. The first part of this ability, Nebula, allows ASTRA to activate one of her stars into a smoke that is hollow like Omen's. This is a standard smoke ability that is activated on her command with her stars, and this smoke lasts roughly 15 seconds when activated. The second part of this ability is Dissipate. When you place down a star, you can press the F button to instantly pop the smoke, and then it will immediately begin to dissipate after it deploys for around 2 seconds. After the smoke dissipates, you will get a refund on one of your stars. This is a nice way to get one of your star charges back in case you misplaced it in Astral Form, or you can just dissipate one of your charges to relocate one of your stars in real time. Once you activate Dissipate, the Nebula will bloom for about 2 seconds and then the star will be returned to you. However, you must wait about 8 seconds as a star will be on refund cooldown. After the cooldown is expired, you will have a chance to redeploy one of your stars in real time. Refunded stars will be marked in yellow on your UI, and you will not be able to carry those stars over into the next round, whether you end up using them again or not. The difference between using Nebula and Dissipate is that when you use one of your stars as Nebula, you will get the full duration of your smoke and you will not get another temporary star back. Once you use a Nebula charge, that star charge will be gone for the round. When in game, make sure you have a plan with how you want to use your Nebula and Dissipate, because this ability has layers and requires a lot of foresight. Next up is her C ability, which is Gravity Well. When activated, you can turn one of your stars into a Gravity Well. When Gravity Well is active, players in the area are pulled towards the center. Shortly after being pulled towards the center, the star will explode and all players trapped inside will become fragile. Yes, this is the same fragile debuff mechanic that is on Viper's Snakebite and Killjoy's Alarm Bot. Be careful when and where you activate this ability because your enemies, teammates, and yourself can be pulled into the Gravity Well and you will experience the debuff when it goes off. You can try to run out of this ability after you've been pulled to the center, but you will be heavily slowed if you try to escape. If you want a better visualization of how this ability will work in game, envision Zarya's ultimate Graviton Surge from Overwatch. Also, this is a nice ability to place under ledges and windows, because if you try to jump over or past this thing while it's active, it will pull you right to the ground instantly. Gravity Well also has the ability to slow down utility from your enemies such as Boombot, Trailblazers, Owl Drones, and Sky's ultimate for example. You only have one charge of this ability, but if you want to use it more than once in a round, you have to wait the cooldown of 12 seconds before reusing it. ASTRA's last main ability is Nova Pulse, and this one is pretty straightforward. You activate one of your stars to detonate a Nova Pulse. The Nova Pulse charges briefly, then strikes, concussing all players in its area. This concussing effect works just like Breach's stun, and it will affect your enemy's utility as well. ASTRA's ultimate is Cosmic Divide. When your Cosmic Divide is charged up, you use your secondary fire in Astral form to begin aiming where you want to place it. You line it up however and wherever you want, and then you press primary fire to activate it. After the wall goes up, it will block all visual lines of sight and it will block all bullets from both teams. Also, beware when this ability is active, it will heavily dampen the sound of audio in the immediate area. Make sure you don't try to use this ultimate in a pinch because it will take about 3 seconds for the wall to fully form and become active. After it's been activated, the wall will last for about 20 to 21 seconds roughly. Also, all utility is able to pass through this wall from both your team and the enemy team. So, what do we think about ASTRA's kit? ASTRA seems to be an agent that will be most suited for a leader, IGL, or support-only type player on a team. The main thing about ASTRA is that she is only useful to a team if she is alive, so that means she needs to play extremely conservative and safe in order to get the most use out of her abilities. That means that players who are willing to play her need to play backside on defense, and you need to be the last person in on offense. A lot of her abilities can affect your teammates negatively as well, which means you need to be willing to communicate with your teammates constantly in order to make sure ASTRA's abilities aren't the reason you unfortunately lose a round. Well everyone, that's all we have for ASTRA's abilities revealed and explained. Make sure to check out our website ProGuides.com for our new courses written by pro players, and be sure to schedule a session with our high elo coaches who are committed to making you a better player. This has been Sergeant Frost with the news update, and I will see you all in the next one.